All right, we got the wife's new Bronco back here for the first oil change. I think we're right at 3,000 miles, so I want to go ahead and get it changed. And let's get in it. So just as a disclaimer, this is the Heritage Edition. It's a 25-year model, and it has the 2.7 liter engine. So if yours does not have the 2.7, you may want to do your own research, because this may not be the video for you. I don't know about the other ones. In fact, this is my first Ford vehicle to own. So we're gonna get started. That's the oil filter right there. That's the oil filler plug. I know there's something underneath we got to take off. Let's get to that. Okay, so looking under here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts, and if you just loosen these two, then this panel, and you take those two out, this panel should be able to slide off. Let's get that out of there. All right, this is a 14 millimeter. And I already loosened this front too. Loosen them a little bit more. You gotta take the bolts all the way out the back, dummy. Anybody else struggle when it's cold like this outside? You just don't think straight sometimes. All right. So I don't know if you can see that, but right there, that yellow plug, that is your drain plug. Now I did let the vehicle warm up a little bit because it is about 30 degrees out here. So I'm gonna go get the drain pan and we'll get this plug pulled. Oh, and if you haven't seen these drain pans, I got this thing off the TikTok shop right here. This is really pretty cool. It's a large container that you can roll up underneath your vehicle, catch your oil. It's got a nice screen right there. And then it has this pump. So once it's full, you can just pump this oil out into a recycling jug or whatever you're going to do with the oil after. So pretty neat. I'll put a link. Okay, from what I understand, when you remove this oil plug, this drain plug off these Broncos, the oil comes screaming out of there. So we're going to try to take it easy and see if I can do it without making a huge mess. And I did get some new ones. They say to replace them. Yep, so not too bad. That's another nice thing about that drain pan right there. See how you can drop your plug and it's not down in the oil. So not bad. We're gonna let that drain for a little while and we're gonna get prepped on the... Well, I had to break out the big guns, had to get out the big Vever set, because just so you know, if you need to get that off, which is the top of your oil filter, it's 1 1/16 inch, or at least that's what's going to fit close enough today. I don't know, it may be a millimeter size, but I don't have it. 1 1/16 inch seems to work great. We're going to get that off there. All right, so let's see what we got here. Okay, not too tight. I'm going to go grab a bucket or something to put this thing in. All right, back at it. Let's see. Got a bucket and some paper towels. You're gonna do an oil change in your vehicle. Have paper towels and buckets and things like that, and don't lose your socket down in the motor. Let's see what this is gonna look like when it comes out here. Okay, that's the housing right there. That's how it come off. We're gonna get that set over to the side. I want to get this filter pulled out of here without trying to make too big of a mess. And that's how your filter comes out of there. It's just a cartridge filter. And I'll go take you inside the shop. I am gonna take, because there's a lot of residual oil down in there, I'm gonna let this paper towel kind of soak that up. I'll wipe that down. Let's go get this new filter ready to go, because you got to change the O-rings and stuff. All right, so this is the new filter right here. I don't know, I haven't tried any other ones. Like I said, it's the first oil change. This is the new Motorcraft filter. And you can see it comes with the small O-ring and two. That's to replace this one and these two right here. Now they say to use a pick or something like that to get it off. And this seems to be, the people that I've seen do it, this seems to be the worst part right here, is trying to get this small O-ring off of here. And maybe I don't have the right tool. I don't know. We're going to figure it out. Okay. Of course, you're replacing this O-ring, so it's not, this one right here, it's not so critical that you don't damage it. But yep, that one's a little bit of a pain to get off. Let's see. Might try just a flathead, a little small flathead, yep. To pull those off right there, that seems to work. That might be the ticket. Okay, so it's got some oil on there already. I'm gonna get this opened up right here. Don't get them confused of which ones you took off. We're gonna start opposite direction of where we came. You just put these O-rings right back on there without trying to stretch them too much. I don't understand why manufacturers go to this. Maybe y'all can enlighten me. Tell me why they would use a cartridge type filter like this over just a screw-on oil filter. This makes no sense to me. I've seen several cars do this, several manufacturers do this, and I don't know, maybe it's just the way that engine is designed. I don't know, I'm not a mechanic. But this is a pain in the behind when it comes to changing out or doing an oil change. It takes twice as long as what it would if you were just simply doing this with a normal screw-on oil filter. So that O-ring was just around there. That should slip, hopefully. See, this it's just ridiculous. Your hands are oily. I just don't understand the purpose of this. But we're gonna fight through it together and see if I can manage to not screw it up or lose it. This makes no sense. Let me clean my hands. Let me grab something else. All right, I think I found the method. I'm holding it like that. Slip the screwdriver in. Maybe not. Ford, do better, because this makes no sense. Ah, man. I just... Okay. Whew. You know, that's ridiculous. But okay, anyway, enough griping. So this, I got a little bit of all those oil residual on my hands. We're going to wipe that around these O-rings and around that O-ring right there. So this is ready to go back in. This goes back in. If you noticed on that old oil filter, I'm going to pull it out here and show you. They supposedly changed. I don't know why. You see this one right here has like this plastic tops on it, and the new ones do not. That's not a mistake. This is supposedly the new one that they're using. So let's go get this put back in the truck. All right, we're back out here. Let's pull this paper towel out of there. And you see how much it's soaked up right there? Let me just look down in there. Try to show you also. I don't know if y'all can see down in there or not. Hopefully you can. The sun is very bright out here. I'm trying to get you the best shot I can. So there's still some oil down there in the bottom. Try to get a smaller piece of paper towel. And this may not be necessary, but it's just me. Okay, that's pretty good. So your filter's just gonna slip back down in there. I don't believe it matters which way. Make sure it's seated good. And then, of course, if you didn't already, lube up your O-rings. Okay. All right, now let's slip back down on there, right? Hand tighten it. Now, this is a plastic housing. I think there is, yeah, There's some torque specs on there. I'm not doing all that. I'm gonna tighten it down. My truck, my diesel Titan, has fuel filters like this, and I've never run into an issue. There's the O-rings. You just want to give it that, see, it's seated, give it that extra little, that's it. We're not going crazy. There's double O-rings in there to keep that sealed up. All right, so we're done up here. We'll get back down at the bottom and get that new plug. Let me go show you that. Okay, and I'll put links down to all this stuff, but this is the oil filter. That's the part number if you want to write that down right there. If you're looking to do this yourself, it's by Motorcraft. And these right here, I'll also put a link for these in the description. This is a 5-pack of the replacement plugs. They say because of this O-ring that's on them that you need to change it every time. And in this little kit comes this little torque thing so that it's like a little socket. So once you get it in there, you can give it a little twist and make it lock in. So we're just gonna pull one of these out of here and we're gonna get back. All right, guys, so you slip that plug in there, and then I know it's got the seat with that O-ring. So you got to push just a little bit, and then you wanna give it that turn to where it locks in completely all the way over like that. So now you're done. Wipe everything off, make sure any residual oil, maybe a little dribble here or there that you got. And now all you gotta do is put this plate back. So we'll get that going. All right. Just gonna slip your plate back on those front 2 bolts like you did earlier. And then replace your back 2 bolts. And then torque everything back down, or tighten everything back down, should I say. All right, y'all, this is what I choose to use. Now, I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not getting paid to tell you this. I don't know. This is Castrol Edge. It's the full synthetic, and it's their advanced full synthetic 5W30, which is what it calls for, and 6 quarts. So that's what we're gonna use. Remove this little foil off of here so nothing goes down in there, best you can. And 6 quarts is what it calls for, so that's what we're gonna do. And then of course we're gonna check the dipstick. But I got that one, and I got this 5-quart jug right here. So as you can see, y'all, it's not too bad to change the oil. I can tell you this, whether it saves me any money or not, what it saves me is my time doing it myself. Before, I could get dressed and drive into town to go to a shop, wait on them to get to my vehicle, and then hope and pray that they do everything right, or at least do it to a standard of, I know I put the plug back and I know I put the oil back in the car. I just rather do it myself. It may not be everybody's cup of tea. You do you. You want to go sit in the shop and do that, that's your prerogative. But I rather do it myself and know that the right amount of oil, the oil that I want to use, all that good stuff was put into a vehicle. And I've had a bunch of vehicles in my lifetime, and I've never had any engine problems, any type of stuff like that, major engine stuff. This is my first Ford. It's my wife's Bronco. We're gonna see. I've been driving Nissans all my life. I love a Nissan product. People hate on them here and there, but they've been good vehicles to me, as long as you do your maintenance, and it's just like any other vehicle. So that's just about gonna do it, y'all. So check it out. This was on a 2025 Bronco with a 2.7 liter engine, and it's the Heritage Edition. That was a oil change. So if you got any questions, drop them down below for me. The yard is muddy. My wife is gonna kill me trying to get back here to the shop. And so now I guess I'll have to wash this book when I get it back around. Thank y'all for watching Crocs and Socks. If you got any questions, drop them down in the comments, and catch you on the next one.